Never work hard. These were the shocking words my grandmother whispered to me on her deathbed. When I heard this, my whole body froze. My entire life, everyone said, work hard, success comes from hard work. But my grandmother held my hand weakly and said, no, Mijo, don't just work hard, work smart. Let me tell you why I learned this too late. In a coastal town where fishermen woke before dawn, there lived a woman everyone called the Iron Lady. My grandmother. She was made of iron because she never stopped, never rested, never said no. Every morning at 4 a.m. she walked to the market. She bought fish from the boats. She cleaned them with her own hands. She sold them at her small stand until sunset. Her hands smelled like the ocean. Her back bent from carrying heavy baskets. Her feet had cracks deep as riverbeds. People respected her. That woman works harder than 3 men, they said. She will be rich one day. But that day never came. Money was always just enough for food, just enough for rent, just enough to survive, but never enough to live. Her husband died young, left her with 3 children and debts like mountains. She worked harder, she woke earlier, she slept less. My mother told me this story with tears. One morning, I found my mother sleeping at the kitchen table. She had fallen asleep counting coins. After 1 month of work, morning to night, no rest, she had barely enough to pay rent and buy food. Nothing saved, nothing extra. My mother asked her, why do you work so hard if the money never grows? My grandmother looked at her with exhausted eyes and said, because I don't know any other way. Years passed. My grandmother's body started breaking. Her knees swelled, her hands shook. The doctor said, you need rest. But rest meant no money, so she kept working. One day, a young man appeared at her fish stand. He bought fish every week. One afternoon, he asked, Señora, how long have you been selling fish? 42 years, she said. He looked shocked. 42 years, and you still work alone? He said something that changed everything. Hard work is honorable, but hard work without strategy is just hard. One rainy morning, my grandmother slipped on wet stones at the market. She fell hard. Her hip cracked like old wood. The hospital kept her for 3 weeks. And during those 3 weeks, something terrible happened. Nothing. Her fish stand stayed empty. No fish sold. No money came. Her whole life stopped because her body stopped. My mother visited every day. One evening, my grandmother grabbed her hand and said, I worked my whole life, but I built nothing. If I stop working, everything stops. I'm not a businesswoman. I am just a very tired worker. She cried. Not because of the pain in her hip, because of the pain in her heart. The young man visited her in the hospital. He sat beside her bed. Señora, you are one of the hardest workers I have ever seen, but you are working in your business, not on your business. Every fish you sell requires your hands, your time, your body. You are selling your life, one day at a time. He continued, my father taught me, a donkey works hard every day and stays a donkey. A farmer works smart and builds a farm. The donkey trades time for food. When the donkey stops, the food stops. But the farmer plants seeds. The seeds grow even while the farmer sleeps. My grandmother left the hospital different. With the little money she had saved, money for her funeral, she made a crazy decision. She bought 3 bicycles and 3 large coolers. She found 3 young men who needed work. She taught them how to select fish, clean fish, talk to customers. Then she sent them to 3 different neighborhoods. You sell fish for me. I give you 40% of what you earn. I keep 60%. It was hard at first. The young men made mistakes. Some fish spoiled. My grandmother wanted to do it all herself. Old habits screamed, just work harder, do it yourself. But her hip reminded her she couldn't anymore. So she trained them better. And something miraculous happened. In 1 week, those 3 young men sold more fish than my grandmother could sell alone in 2 weeks. She wasn't working harder. She was working smarter. For the first time in her life, money came in while she rested. Within 6 months, she had 5 bicycle sellers. Within a year, she had 8. She bought a small refrigerated truck. She started supplying fish to restaurants. Her body rested, but her business worked. My mother watched in amazement and said, "You're different." My grandmother smiled, a real smile, not a tired one. I worked hard for 42 years and stayed poor. I worked smart for 2 years and started living. One evening, she sat me down. I was 15. She held my face in her weathered hands and said, "Listen carefully. Never just work hard. Donkeys work hard. Slaves work hard. Working hard is not a strategy, it's a trap." She interrupted my confusion. Work smart first. Build something that works without you. Then work hard to make it bigger, but never trade your whole life for money. Make money work for you. She told me about the bicycle sellers. I work 4 hours a day now, but my business works 16 hours a day. My body is free. My time is mine. This is the secret they don't teach poor people. My grandmother died 3 years later, but she died with money in the bank. She died with a business my mother still runs today. She died knowing her children learned what she learned too late. Here is the truth. Hard work without leverage is a beautiful trap. Society worships hard workers because hard workers are easy to control. They are too tired to think, too busy to build. But smart workers build systems. They create leverage. They plant seeds that grow into forests. A hard worker earns money. A smart worker builds wealth. A hard worker trades time for money. A smart worker invests time into assets. My grandmother's fish stand required her body every single day for 42 years. Her bicycle business worked while she slept. That is the difference. Never just work hard. Work hard to build something. Then let that something work hard for you. This is how poverty ends. This is how generational wealth begins. If this story woke something inside you, share it with someone trapped in the hard work cycle. Comment below. I work smart. Your time is your life. Spend it building, not just earning. My grandmother's pain was the price of this lesson. Let her story be your shortcut. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Till next time, bye for now.